I'm Reina, and with me today we have Herman and Hardes Els from NatShoot, National Hunting and Shooting Association. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hello, Marana. Thank you.
Morning. Can you briefly explain to us where National Hunting and Shooting Association fits into the firearm industry?
I think just a short history, and it might tell you where we come and where we fit in. We are an association of firearm owners, which is also accredited as a hunting association and as a sport shooting association. We have an origin within SA Wing Shooters in 2005. That's where we come from. And then with time, we started to stand on our own legs. We were, for very long, we were a small association. So we were very lucky that we could start functioning under the wing of SA Wing Shooters, and we have to acknowledge that. So that's where we come from, and that is what we do. We look at members' firearms, and then we have the accreditation as a hunting association and as a sport shooting association.
Then, Herman, what makes NatShoot different from all the other shooting and hunting associations? What sets you apart?
NatShoot functions electronically, and we are focused on the busy businessman and the enthusiastic hunter and sport shooter who cannot always make formal occasions with other associations. We believe all associations do sterling work, and that membership with any association is absolutely a personal thing. And that's why all of us are members associations. But what sets us apart is the fact that we do everything electronically. From awarding dedicated status with online evaluations where the practical people shoot targets and they load those targets onto their personal profile pages, and we evaluate those targets there. And that counts for either dedicated hunter or dedicated sportsperson status. Our sport shooting exercises, we've got 54 of them official, which caters for all firearms, from the baby Browning right up to the 50 caliber big bore stuff. And members can do two exercises, either the postal shoots, which are our official shooting exercises, and then practice targets, which they can basically shoot any target at any range, which we recognize, and then they log those targets on their profile pages as well.
So you're basically making it very easy for a traveling businessman who can't always attend a shoot on a certain day to take matters to a large extent into his own or her own hands and can shoot when it fits him or her.
Yes, there is outside there, the word is, it's easy, but it's not easy. It's just more convenient. None of our stuff are easy. For the mere fact that a member is in his person responsible for all of these things. When you have branches and other associations at branch level, there's a lot of support for members, which is not here with us. Every member is an individual, and he has to take his responsibility for that. Yes, but we try to make it as simple as possible, but we do not skip the act. We are very strict within the legal sense of the word, and we expect all our members to operate within the legal framework. Just to mention that our members can shoot at any shooting range which is publicly recognized. We don't have accredited shooting ranges. And then we allow members who live in the rural areas, in the farms, who are hundreds of miles and kilometers away from shooting ranges, to register their farm shooting ranges with us so that we know. And we've got a paper trail for those ranges. The guys have to send us photos of those ranges, and they have to give us a motivation why we should recognize that range, and then we will recognize that farm range so that we can assist our members to also be able to shoot. We want our members to shoot as much as possible, and not just with hunting, but also for target shooting.
Beautiful. On that, we touched on dedicated hunter and dedicated sport shooting. Can you just briefly explain to us the requirements from Nat Shoot side to act within the law? What is required from you to become a dedicated hunter or dedicated sport shooter?
Thank you, Marina. Well, in order to become a dedicated hunter or sports person with the NHSA, there's two things that one needs to do, and that is a theoretical and a practical evaluation. And on completion on that, we then reward you with dedicated status. That's a simple and straightforward answer in terms of the procedures. And then obviously there is a third part in that as well, and that's RPL, recognition of prior learning. And to also state that in a simple way is to, if you have dedicated status or even advanced hunting or sport shooting courses that has been internationally recognized, can also be awarded in that sense. Just purely if you go and have a look at the core syllabuses of, for in fact, like a PH course, that is quite extensive information that one needs to go through. It's a week-long course. So things on that manner, one can get recognized for dedicated hunter in that sense. And then for the maintenance of dedicated status, one needs to complete 2 activities per status that one has, either if you have dedicated hunter or sports person course. For each of that courses, you need to complete 2 activities. And that 2 activities is any firearm related activity that then falls on the lines of sport or hunt, in that sense.
Hardes, so basically what you just mentioned is, once again, NHSA is focusing on convenience for their members by obtaining dedicated status, basically online, having to, of course, work within the framework of the law.
Yes.
But once again, you offer that convenience part.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's in regards with that, just to make it that much more convenient for the member to maintain status, and not just by maintaining status, but building a shooting register for new application, as well as renewal of applications, which is also very important. And that in fact is the more important part of anything, is in the way that you need to show participation, that you used your firearms throughout the licensing period that you had those firearms, and we try and see where we can make it easier for the members to get to certain places, to use their firearms, and the center point of all of this is having fun. Obviously, that's why we have firearms. That's why people buy firearms. If we talk about the more the merrier, I think that puts a smile on everyone's face if you can say, buy more guns, buy more ammo, because it's fun.
That's what we want. Yeah.
That is very, very true. I think people sometimes miss how much social and fun this sport really is. How do a new member make contact with you? If I want to join NHSA, how do I go about it? What's the easiest way? How would you suggest we do that?
Easiest way, natshoot.co.za. At the top, you'll see join. You click on that and then you start with the registration process. If you have any more questions or queries in regards with the Firearm Control Act or with membership, you're always more than welcome to have a look on the right-hand side of that website page under Contact Us. There you'll find a bunch of emails, email addresses, and we are also now on Telegram, which you can download on the App Store so that you can get into contact with us.
Hardes and Herman, do you offer any other services to your members, for example, endorsements?
Yes, we do endorsements for our members. We do that online as well. We issue endorsements within 12 hours, and you apply for an endorsement on your profile page. We also have on the website, we have examples of motivations. We refer you to professional people who can assist you with a complete process. And then we also refer you to members or to people who write very well, good motivations, which we've learned over time, do good motivations. We are probably the only firearms association asking our members to please submit the motivation which they are going to give to the police before we issue an endorsement.
So Hardes, can you explain to us what's in the pipeline? It seems like I hear the inkling of a mobile app potentially.
Yes, a mobile app is definitely one of the things that is coming. It was I think that we started actually 3 years ago, which didn't turn out quite as what we wanted to and what we expected. We threw that off the table. We started over to make it much more interactive for the members. The app would then basically, on the end of the day, assist the members much more with their activities, in the sense when they would go hunting, they can load, or well, when they go hunting and or sport shooting, they can upload their activities right there and then, which makes it much more convenient. It makes it more interactive in the sense that it doesn't need to be left for later administration, which in turn makes it better for the maintenance of the dedicated status, building of shooting registers, and for the administration side. The communication on renewal of membership would be better, newsletters going out to members. The most important parts of information and data that needs to be sent out to members and back is just done on a much smoother and faster basis, so that everyone knows what's going on at moment's notice.
Hardes, Herman, that was my next question. How did this lockdown affect NHSA? If you can just briefly explain to me the positives you found and definitely the negatives. This lockdown came out of nowhere, I think catching a lot of us totally off guard. How did the lockdown affect your association?
Yeah, to give a short explanation, it's the same as Herman said. The telephone calls went down a bit. Payments and stuff like that was also down, but that's due to certain factors that one can narrow down to. But I think on the end of the day that we were not really affected in that manner, purely because we are electronically based. The only effect that I realized and saw was of our members that couldn't go to shooting ranges to use their firearms or to go on hunting expeditions. That was, I think, that's the worst part of all. But that's one of the things that we need to push through, and we'll get back on track as it goes along. I think history has shown itself or has repeated a lot of times where mankind has gone through tough times and has pushed through, and that's all what we can do is to endure. But yeah.
Marina, I think that the lockdown affected our members more than it affected the association as such.
Herman Hardes, thank you so much for joining us today. I wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you.
And thank you for your service and your association and promoting the firearm industry. Thank you.
Thank you for having us, Marina, but I reiterate, there is not one association in this country, whether that's hunting or sport shooting, which doesn't do sterling work for its members. And the one thing that kills us is this flippant politics. We've got a common cause, and that's keeping firearms. So stop with the politics and get to the same agenda. Thank you for Nhsa for the work that you guys are doing. We really appreciate that. And we know you're doing a good fight. We don't always win, but keep on fighting. And all of us will support that.
Thank you so much.